Hi guys, this is Barb with barbstamps.com and welcome to another Barb Stamps video. Today's card is this kind of Valentine, but not Valentine card. It could be for anybody for any reason. So we're going to make this card today. Got that cute little detail on the inside also. And we're going to be using this stamp that comes out of the Heart Happiness stamp set in the Occasions catalog. It's this detailed one right here. And I really like how the tone is not even, how it's got a lot of uneven tones in it. I really thought that was cool. And I thought it would even be more cool if the uneven tones were paired with more than one color of ink. So we're going to do that on this stamp to get this even more splotchy look to it using some sponge daubers. So we're also going to use the Sure Do Love You stamp set. We're going to be using this kind of vine outline that stamp is going to fit into very nicely. And we're going to be using the Lots to Love box framelits. So I've got my pieces of paper here, and I'll just kind of show you what they are. We can measure them. This is our card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. This is for the inside of the card. This is the 4 by 5.25. Then our gray panel here is a 3 by 4.25. And then we've got this piece, which is the layer behind the gray, and this one measures 3 3/16 by 4 7/16. And then I've got a couple scraps for the hearts, one for the big one for the second time where we're just going to get that little guy in the center there. And then we've got our 2 1/2" by 2" pieces here to create the greeting piece. And then we will also use some ribbon. So let's get some of these things out of the way. Bring in our stamps. I've got my sponge daubers here, and I use a labeler to mark what colors there are. So I've got the powder pink here, the real red here, and I've got my ink pads. Got some basic gray, the powder pink, and the real red. So we're going to just kind of start out by inking up the stamp with the powder pink. And now on the card that I've already made, you can kind of see how I kind of went on the diagonal this way. I think I'm going to try to go on the diagonal this way and just to see how that looks. So I'm going to start with my powder pink. I'm going to ink that up really well. I'm just going to kind of go on the diagonal across the stamp. And now you can't really see the powder pink just because my stamp is stained. So I'm just kind of winging this, you know. We're just going to guess that where we think we have ink, we actually do. So I'm putting the lighter color on first purposely because then when I put the red on, I don't want the red to, what am I trying to say? I wouldn't want to try to use my sponge dauber in the red first, and then, you know, I would get red on my pink one. So that probably doesn't make any sense at all, and I apologize. I start with the lighter color first because that way I won't ruin my lighter color pad. How about that? I'm going to huff on this, which just means I'm breathing on it. And I'm hoping, oh, you know what? I probably should have brought in a foam pad. So I'm just going to leave this here in hopes that this will work. I'm going to sneak in a foam pad here. Whew, that worked out pretty good. Okay, and so there is our heart. And I think that worked out pretty dang good. Now I'm going to do the same process again, so let me clean off my stamp really quickly here. My stamp and scrub, some mist. We'll wipe that off. Tap it on my hand a little bit just to get it, in case it's still a little bit wet. Okay, and I'm only going to do just this kind of top section up here because I only need a small heart. So I'm just going to add some pink. Bring the red back in, kind of do the red right here, and then maybe right here. Okay. Bring my foam mat back in, and I do like to have a junky piece of paper on there. I'm going to huff on that, and that way if I have any ink that gets off, it doesn't get on my pad, it gets on my ugly piece of paper, which you can see it's quite well loved. Okay. So now I am going to, well, actually, I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to die cut those with the Big Shot machine, but I'm also going to do something with the Big Shot, and I'm going to tell you what it is before I do it. I'm not actually going to show it on camera. I think most of you guys know how to use the Big Shot. So I've got this piece of gray, also. And so I'm going to use the Simple Stripes Textured Embossing Folder, which is shown right here in the corner of, what's this page? I can't see. 5. I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. So here's my folder. And I'm just going to place my gray in there. And I'm going to try to line the edge of my cardstock up with the edge of the folder. So I'm just going to move that up just a hair. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Like so. And I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. I'm going to run this through the Big Shot with the coordinating die from the Lots to Love box framelits. And then I've got this other small little die that's the same style of heart, just a little bit smaller, that I'm going to crop out of this piece here. So I will be right back. Actually, before I run this through the Big Shot machine with the folder, I'm going to need to stamp on it first. You need to stamp first before you emboss something, otherwise you don't really, the embossing will prevent you from getting a nice image. So we're going to go ahead now and stamp that. A scrap piece of paper here because I'm going to kind of stamp it off of the edge. So we'll get that inked up. Sometimes with a larger stamp, I like to hold it in my hand, tap, tap, tap the ink on it. Okay, and I kind of want it about here-ish because I want a little bit of that other heart to hang off the side. Okay, now I can go do my die cutting and textured impressions embossing folder. Now I'll be right back. So my small heart, I can just go ahead and put that on there right now. Get some snail out here, and we will just do like so. Make my card here from my card base. Get my bone folder going here. And then this piece is going to go into the inside here. And when I put insides in cards, I try to line up 3 sides. So here's the front of my card, and this piece is going to go in the card like so. So what I want is I want this side, and this side all to line up so that they are even. Because if it's a little bit off in the inside here, it isn't going to make any difference because it's all the same color. So if it's off, the person's just going to see, okay, it's off there, but it blends into that part of the card and no one's going to notice. But if you have, like if you had it off like this, you know, someone's going to notice that. So I just try to line up all 3 sides as best I can, like so. Okay, so that's the inside of the card. Now we're going to, this is going to be attached with a Stampin' Dimensional, a couple of them. But I thought in my first card, I used the gingham ribbon in the Smoky Slate, which I think is adorable. But I thought, what if I just didn't use that and I used just some pink, powder pink, what is this, the woven linen? No, it isn't. Finely woven ribbon. Gosh, I can never remember what that stuff's called. Because I had a little chunk from a project that I was doing a couple days ago and I didn't use it. So I thought, well, let's see what that's going to look like here. So I think what I'm going to do is try to put that like so. Actually, I want this knot to be up because it's prettier. But I don't know as though I can get that all the way around. So what I may have to do is I may have to do a little bit of cheating here to get that to work. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to take a tiny piece of Scotch tape. Maybe. We'll see. If it doesn't work, we'll just go ahead and use the gray. I'm not opposed to using the gray. I like the gray. Okay, and we'll pull that piece over to the back. Like so. And then I need to cut that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this piece, so pretend it like it's just continuing on from that one. Sneaky, sneaky, I know. But I hate to waste stuff if it's not necessary, there's no reason to waste it. And I don't think this is necessary to waste this because no one's going to know that I cheated and stuck that underneath, except you guys who saw the video. So whoever gets my card isn't going to have any idea that I cheated. See how brilliant that is? Yay! Okay, I need some dimensionals. Put one there, one more. down at the tip of the heart. So poke your fingernail into them. They'll come off a lot easier because I don't have any fingernails. Okay, so we are covering that. Covering that, and then just a tiny bit's going to hang over. See? No one is going to know that I screwed that up. Okay, so now I need to add this to my layer of powder pink. And when I have something that's embossed with an embossing folder, I like to use liquid glue to attach it to anything else. You could also use fast fuse, but I really find that the liquid glue works really good. So I just make sure I get it all over the edges. And then we will layer this onto this piece here, like so. Okay, and I must have cut this a little tiny bit long. There's too much there, so I'm going to trim that off. Be right back. Okay, trim that off. Much happier with that. Okay, we can move that out of the way. We've got our main card here. That's going to go like so with some dimensionals, I do believe. So we'll go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of that. Press your fingernail. I have barely a thumbnail, so see how easy those things come off. It's amazing. I'll get that on there. Is that even? I tell you, my eyes these days, they're the worst. Okay. Got my 2 little 1/2 inch by 2 inch strips. Got my greeting here. We're going to do it in the gray. Ink that up. Try to make it straight. Yay. Okay, now I'm going to flag the ends of this little thing here. So I like to just snip right up the center. Actually, I better do these together if I can. We'll see how it works. I haven't ever done 2 together. So this is a new thing here. Okay. And then I come in from the corner to the cut line. Again, from the corner to the cut line. And then they're the same-ish. Cut that. And then I'm just going to add these to the back. Just because I thought we'd have a little flare coming out. Ugh. Butter fingers today, people. Oh, can you see what I'm doing? Sometimes I get so engrossed in what I'm doing, I don't check the camera view to make sure you can see what I'm doing. It's much more important for you to see what I'm doing than me, because I've already made the card, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Well, that's not even true all the time either. Okay, so how about like that? And then I'll just add some more glue to the back of this little guy. And then I thought, since I have this dark gray at the edge, I thought I would just overlap that just a hair because it's the same size. And so I have that kind of break there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you like better? Let me move that out of the way so I don't end up dropping something into it because I'm klutzy like that. Which one do you like better? The pink or the gingham ribbon? I don't know which one I like better. I think they're both really cute. Anyway, that is the end of the video. So give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you learned something new. I sure hope so. Oh, way to cheat your ribbon. That's a new thing for you, right? Also, if you want to know when I upload new videos, you can subscribe down here in the corner of the screen. If you are looking to purchase your supplies, I would love to have your business at shoppingwithbarb.com. You can find my host code on my blog every month, and I will give you a free gift if you shop with me with my host code. So thanks so much for watching and have a great day.